We appreciate your company this afternoon. First, Minister for Communications Samuel George says he has authorized the dismissal of about 100 staff of Ghana Post Company Limited in what he calls a restructuring of the ministry and its agencies. Sam George has vowed to streamline the ministry to be cost-effective. Speaking to journalists in Parliament, the minister explained that his actions were not capricious, but properly founded.
People have raised questions about the staff rationalization ongoing at the ministry. But if you are a minister and you take over a ministry that has 3,117 staff in the ministry and its agencies, and you realize that almost 600 of them were recruited after December 7. Basically, you cannot expect me to come and inherit such mess and continue with it. And so the rationalization is ongoing. Today, I have authorized the termination of a few more at Ghana Post, almost 100, that were done post-December 7. And we'll continue this rationalization. I will clean up the ministry, make sure it is lean and efficient, and carries out its work.
Well, Sam George also criticized former Communications Minister Ursula Osu for the state's acquisition of Airtel Tigo. You recall that the former minister claimed that Airtel Tigo was acquired for just $1. But Sam George has been describing the decision as reckless, as the country is now saddled with a 3.5 billion cedis debt.
Anyone to have told us that they bought Airtel Tigo for $1 and have taken over the ministry, and ATC, American Tower Company, just one of the companies Airtel Tigo owes, brought us a bill of 1.5 billion Ghana cedis. 1.5 billion Ghana cedis. That's just ATC alone. Today, the American ambassador was in my office with a team, and one of the major issues was the indebtedness to ATC. The debt sitting on the books of Airtel Tigo is in excess of 3.5 billion Ghana cedis. So if someone told you they bought it for $1, who is going to pay the 3.5 billion that's sitting there and growing, accruing interest? And that's why I say those who carried out that action lack any sense of patriotism. Because most of the debt is debt that was accrued by Millicom, which was a private American company running Tigo, and Bharti Airtel, an Indian company. And you know, to show you how irresponsible the actions were, after they have absorbed the company and the debt and put it on the balance sheets of the government of Ghana, now they attempted to drop the assets of the company into a new vehicle, and they were engaging with Bharti Airtel again to let Bharti Airtel come and take the clean company as a new company. Like I said, the Attorney General has work to do, because we cannot run a country like this.
That a lawyer for embattled former Director General of the National Signals Bureau has accused the Attorney General of violating his client's rights by denying him access to his legal team. Samuel Atachia says this action equals a denial to justice. The former Signal Bureau boss, Kwabena Edubuahin, and his wife, Angela J. Boateng, are being held for allegedly diverting and embezzling more than 39 million Ghana cedis in a cybersecurity contract. At a news conference on Monday, Attorney General Dominic Ayine explained reasons and circumstances surrounding the arrest of the couple at the Kotoka International Airport. But Mr. Atachia is accusing the AG of publicly declaring his client guilty before trial. He spoke to Mamiesi Thompson on News Desk a while ago.
You know what it is when your captors are in the public domain and pronounce you guilty. They can tell you, go and bring the whole of United Kingdom, and if they are not satisfied, say go and add also all the houses in America. So it's the rules of a bill, arrangement they've put together. And we will advise ourselves. We don't expect them to be kind to us at all. I'm in regard to the fact that we are already poisoning as criminals to the entire world. And it is deceitful. So we advise ourselves as to how they will secure their liberty. What is even worse is how, even at my standing as a lawyer, I'm not permitted to have a confidential engagement with my clients. Proud they are being interrogated at the Yoko. And the whole idea is that let Yoko officials stand by while I interrogate my clients so that they listen into a confidential engagement. It's a Raymond Archer that I wanted to approach because I've been told that he has custody of the entire investigations that's going on. The deputy executive director of Yoko. And for me, I waited for over 2 hours in his reception and he didn't see me. But the point of the matter is that is it a reset of the Constitution that for the first time in the annals of our criminal jurisprudence, a lawyer cannot have a confidential engagement with his clients before the clients are interrogated? What is the basis of the right to counsel as enshrined in the Constitution? I do not understand that. As we are talking now, they have exceeded the 48-hour rule, and my clients are still behind bars.
Attorney General and Minister of Justice Dr. Dominic Ayine at Monday's news conference also said that Solomon Asamoah, a former chief executive officer of the Ghana Infrastructure Investment Fund, who played a part in the payment of some $2 million for the botched Accra SkyTrain project, is currently hiding in Senegal. Now, speaking with Elton Brobe on the Pulse on Joy News, Mr. Asamoah denied the claims by Dr. Dominic Ayine that he fled to Senegal to avoid investigations into the controversial $2 million payment for the Accra SkyTrain project. Now, away from that, in the Ashanti region, former Majority Leader Oseiche Mensah Bonsu has questioned the competence of persons mandated with the establishment of the Gold Board. He says they lack competence and work experience to deliver efficiency. He spoke at a public dialogue on the 2025 national budget organized by the Kumasi bloc of members of parliament. Nanaya Ojima has more in the following report.
By the NDC's manifesto promise, the Ghana Gold Board is being established to regulate the small-scale mining sector. The acting CEO of the Precious Minerals and Marketing Company, Same Jemfi, is tasked to lead the formation of the Gold Board. Already, the group has been meeting and soliciting views from players in the mining industry. The former Swami MP, Oseiche Mensah Bonsu, has lauded the idea but is questioning the competence of persons leading the charge.
It's a good intent that they've expressed. You expect to populate the board with people with demonstrable competencies in commodity trading and so on. Okofa obia sabi previous. Onya adwuma bi ada. As a job for the boys. If we get it wrong at the very outset, it will be dangerous for us as a country.
The Kumasi dialogue by the parliamentarians was themed assessing the 2025 budget, implications for Kumasi's development and the way forward. Touching on some thematic areas of the budget, the former MP questioned the legality of the allowances to be paid assembly members.
Was it the emoluments of a presiding member of a district assembly and other members of the assembly shall be determined by the district assembly and paid out of the assembly's own resources. That's the constitution. It is the president say, where is he going to get the money from? President is going to come out of public funds, especially the consolidated fund. But constitution also say, I know they want to be for Sankoka. Now, a friend is a finance minister, say, any local government minister, almost allowance or salary. That is laughable. I didn't make us because the constitution defines emoluments to include allowances.
On gender perspective, Mr. Osei Mensah Bonsu says budgetary allocation for the Women's Bank is inadequate.
With the capital requirement for the establishment of banks set at $400 million, which was equivalent to $100 million at the time it was determined, what can 51 million cedis, which is now equivalent to $3.2 million, do for the 17 million women of Ghana? Now, contained in the 51 million is the amount required to establish the bank.
The former MP indicated the economic conditions of the Ashanti region will be improved with proper environmental practices that will reduce galamsey and impact positively on cocoa and timber productions. For JoyNews, Nana Ojima, Kumasi.
Meanwhile, the Member of Parliament for Tano North constituency, Dr. Gideon Barko, says the 2025 budgetary allocation of 2 million cedis to the Ghana National Fire Service indicates government's lack of commitment towards resourcing the institution. Dr. Barko has been criticizing Regional Minister Dr. Frank Amakohene's outburst at the market fire scene at Idum. Nana Ojima again reports.
A video in circulation shows the Ashanti Regional Minister, Dr. Frank Amakohene, confronting fire personnel over water reserves in their fire tender at the Edum fire scene. The public has been divided over the minister's action. MP for Tano North, Dr. Gideon Barko, believes retooling of the service would have to be prioritized.
Ghana National Fire Service, the whole Ghana, budget President Mahama.
The entire Ghana National Fire Service was allocated 2 million cedis in the budget. Meanwhile, the regional minister's budget alone is 24 million cedis. With this disparity, who do you blame for their inability to deal with fires?
The fire, which started early Friday morning, ravaged the blue light area of Edum, affecting about 5,000 traders. The Kumasi bloc of members of parliament is advocating robust urban planning and management to deal with the recurring market fires in Kumasi. Chairman of the parliamentary bloc, Francis Asensubuache, wants the government to invest in modern infrastructure to curtail such fires.
We must advocate for a robust urban planning measures that enforce land use regulations, upgrade our waste management systems, and introduce stringent safety standards. The time has come for us to rethink how our urban spaces are organized and managed. This means investing in modern infrastructure that can withstand the challenges of a rapidly growing urban population. Investments that will safeguard our markets, our homes, and our various public spaces.
Meanwhile, the Bantama MP has called on the government to take keen interest in dualization of the Kumasi-Accra road.
The timely completion of the dualization of the Accra-Kumasi highway is therefore cannot be overstated. It's a necessity for economic growth, easing congestion, boosting trade, and facilitating investment across the country. We therefore call upon the government to prioritize the completion of the Accra-Kumasi dualization project in this 2025 budget.
Still in Edum, former Vice President Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia has been consoling victims of the fire that raised stalls in the area. He also provided some financial assistance to the traders.
A summary of it. You've heard the concerns of the traders who have been affected by the outbreak. You have come here as former Vice President to sympathize with them. What are some of the concerns that you raised in support of these traders?
Oh, thank you very much. It has been just a disaster. We watched it on TV and we saw the whole market burning down. livelihoods have been lost, people's capital, their investment. It's just a disaster for this country and for this market and for all the traders in this market. I am very, very concerned to make sure that we should help them to rebuild as quickly as possible. I know the fire service did a lot of work, and I want to congratulate them for the work that they did. Without them, we could have been much worse, and I want to congratulate them. They have said that they want to build this themselves, and I want to support that. Whatever help government can give, whatever help every individual can give, nothing is too small. Every help that we can give to them, let us all as Ghanaians come together and help them because they've lost their livelihoods. I am making a small donation of my own of 200,000 Ghana cedis with 1,000 bags of cement to add to them. But I'm encouraging companies, individuals, and government to come in and support them. They need help right now, and I thank you very much.
Thank you very much. His Excellency, the former Vice President, Dr. Alhaji Mahamudu Bawumia.
Moving on, Acting Chief Executive Officer of the Environmental Protection Authority, Professor Nanama Brancluche, has underscored the critical need for investment in scientific research to mitigate the impact of climate change in the country, highlighting urgent concerns such as water security, deforestation, and land degradation due to climate change and illegal mining. She asked the government to prioritize funding for academic research to accelerate national development. Professor Kluche has been speaking at her inaugural lecture at the University of Ghana.
According to the United Nations Development Programme, approximately 70% of patients in Ghana prefer herbal medicine due to its affordability, accessibility, and cultural and spiritual acceptance. This has encouraged the government to integrate traditional medicine into the healthcare delivery system.
Sorry about that footage over there, but we are watching News Today. We'll go for a quick breather. When we come back, the news continues. Welcome back to News Today. Now, some children in East Mamprusi narrowly escaped death when a classroom wall collapsed just minutes after teachers got them out. It is the second time the structure had failed, yet lessons continue inside. Nearby, a 6-unit Get Fund block started in 2012 remained uncompleted despite repeated appeals. Emmanuel Jivenu has more in our education series, Crumbling Starts.
It's a Tuesday morning at Nanori Presby Primary School in the East Mamprusi municipality. As these children lift their voices in prayer, they are not just seeking knowledge, they are pleading for survival.
You didn't come to school that day. All right.
Here at Nanori Presby Primary School, education comes at a cost, not in cedis and pesos, but in courage and sometimes fear.
Classes were in session, and the KG children were there. So, knowing the weak nature of the structure, I, together with my colleagues, sent all the children to the uncompleted building, which we think is better, look somehow standard in terms of strength. And after a while, after we succeeded in sending all the children into the uncompleted building, in less than 10 minutes, the wall collapsed.
And they came and told us that we should contribute. The GS, they came and said we should manage and build it. I, Assemble Man, provide blocks, and we built it, and it collapsed again. So we called Assemble, and they came and said they cannot, they will look at it, and went back up to now.
So if the children were there, if I would have killed most of them, and you can imagine. So what figure will be here? Show by hand. If you know it, you raise up your hand.
What's left of the classroom is a fragile shelter of patched walls and uncertainty. Here, the youngest learners, kindergarten and lower primary pupils, are packed in a single crumbling room.
Again, to who? And the building itself, in fact, it's just a death trap.
But it wasn't supposed to be this way. In 2012, construction began on the 6-unit classroom block funded by the Ghana Education Trust Fund. 12 years on, this is all that stands. No floors, no windows and doors, no future.
The guest fund building, they started it 2012, and the roofing also done 2013, and they ran. The contractor ran away. We don't even know where he is. We reported this building to the Assemble. Even the planner came here and the director and looked at it and went back. We didn't hear anything from them up to now.
The broken building is more than a hazard. It is a reason to give up. Every term, more pupils drop out. Others trek about 8 kilometers to Gambaga for better learning conditions. Many never return.
We attempted starting a junior high school here just to encourage the community, the children, and then to reduce the drop-up rate in these communities. Because the challenge is that most children, after completing here, they had to travel from here to Gambaga about 8 kilometers daily. And in the course of that, many of them are always tempted to drop after basic 6. Well, if this building had actually been in shape, had completed and been in use, full use, I don't think that would have happened.
During the raining season, teaching becomes a dangerous gamble. Leaking rooms, shaky walls, no escape plan. School stops, not by choice, but by nature.
Raining, we don't feel comfortable keeping the children here because of the nature of the structure. The structure is weak, so anything can happen. So sometimes we are tempted to send the children, allow them to go home during normal class hours when there are signs of rain because of what we saw the other time.
And in our Ghana Month series, we take you to Fort Prinsenstein in the Volta region, where the people of Agbozome rose against Danish slave traders. Their chief was killed and their sacred stool taken, and also in retaliation, they captured and caged the Danish governor, turning his remains into a shrine.
Come with me to Keta in the Volta region, to the last Ghanaian fort on the way to Togo.
Welcome to Fort Prinsenstein.
Under the care of the Ghana Museums and Monuments Board, Fort Prinsenstein, or what is left of it, receives daily visitors from around the world. But there is something unique about the role this particular fort played in Ghana's sordid slavery story. Therefore, our colleague knows all about it.
And this tool was taken from the chiefs. When they came here, they sought permission from the chiefs. And when they are putting up the fort, they realized that they are converting the fort into a slave post. So our people stood against them. Toby Degeni said no, they will not allow them to continue the building. So Toby Degeni was killed. That made our people move from here to where they are now, Agbosuma. And that's why they celebrate the Katasoma Tutuzan over there.
So the people of Agbosuma were originally here.
Exactly.
And the Danes killed the chief.
Yeah.
And sacked the people. And kept the stool.
Yes, they took the stool from the palace and it has been kept over here. So that the people of Agbosuma spotted the Danish governor along the coast of Khedana or Denu. So he was captured. And so they make him the idol over there in the back of the Denu market. So when you go to the back of the Denu market, you see some big idol. It contained the remains of the Danish governor at that time.
So when he was captured, he never made it back here?
No.
They killed him there?
They killed him. Because he was the one who killed their chief.
Oh. That's fascinating.
You're watching News Today. We go for a quick break. When we come back, business, showbiz, and sports. Please stay.
It's time for business here on JoyNews Today. My name is Winston Taki, and now to our first business story. As part of this year's International Women's Day celebration and its ongoing commitment to promoting gender diversity and inclusivity, Vivo Energy Ghana has organized the She Power Summit, focusing on key areas to support women in Ghana's STEM sector. Here's more in this report.
The She Power Summit is designed to inspire and empower young women to excel in their academic and professional pursuits, particularly within STEM fields. The event also seeks to promote female empowerment and inclusivity in traditionally male-dominated industries such as the oil and gas sector. Speaking to Joy Business, Vivo Energy Group's Chief Human Resource Officer, Renette Wessel, emphasized that the event aims to achieve over 40% female representation in various key sectors of the economy.
Our ambition is to have 40% females by the end of 2026 across the group, across Africa, which is a huge ambition. And at the moment we are at 34.5%. We are continuing driving that across the group. And additional to that, if we look at professional and skills levels, we said that we want to be at 45% by the end of 2026. And at the moment we are at almost 43%.
Under the theme Fueling Change, redefining possibilities for women in STEM, the summit featured inspiring panel discussions on the topic overcoming self-doubt, embracing your expertise, and stepping into leadership.
In other developments, Accra Brewery PLC has emphasized its commitment to improve on sustainable practices which will promote the efficient use of water. Head of Legal and Corporate Affairs, Solomon Aye, explained that the company is making frantic effort to improve on its water efficiency rate. He spoke at a short ceremony to mark World Water Day while highlighting the company's effort towards sustainability.
Brewery celebrated World Water Day by showcasing their water efficiency innovations and sustainability technology. The half-day event was hosted by senior leadership and attended by key stakeholders including Environmental Protection Agency officials, strategic partners, media personnel, and other key stakeholders. Accra Brewery PLC demonstrated their commitment to addressing water challenges by highlighting sustainable water management practices. Solomon Aye is the head of Legal and Corporate Affairs.
Our inspiration is drawn from the fact that water is becoming a very scarce resource. And as you may be aware, water is a human right for everybody. And so it's a responsibility for all of us as businesses, as communities, as individuals, to ensure that the scarce resource that we have, number one, we use it efficiently, and for us as a business, we use it effectively so that the resource remains with us as long as our business also remains. I mean, if we don't have water, we don't have jobs. So that is the inspiration behind what we are doing. And we are using the opportunity to inspire our staff, to inspire communities, to inspire stakeholders, to drum home the message of water efficiency. And as we conducted our guests around, we showed them what we are doing as a business to ensure that, number one, we use water efficiently, we use water wisely, and then also send a message to everybody around us for the need to conserve water.
He details measures being put in place to improve the efficient use of water.
As we were conducted around our operations, you saw the various processes and how efficient we are using water. I mean, we've been given a target of water efficiency, and this year our target is about 3.2 per each hectoliter we produce. So that is a very stretching target, and so every aspect of our operations, both even in the factory and admin, we ensure that the use of water is at the heart and at the top of everything that we do.
Mr. Yah assured customers value for money by improving on their products.
As we say in our local parlance, be the Enwani Club. Club is Ghana. Club is part of this country. Club has been here since 1931. And so we continue to improve upon our quality, we continue to improve upon our efficiency, and we ensure that we give our customers value for money.
That's all for business here on JoyNews Today. My name is Winston Taki. Up next is sports and showbiz.